Virtual Storytime with the Lillooet Public Library. My name is Christina, and I'm so glad that you're joining me today. These series of virtual storytime videos are similar in content to our new Parent and Taught virtual play group happening on Tuesdays at 10:30. The emphasis is a little more on parent or caregiver and child interaction, and many of these songs and rhymes are helpful for parents to learn so that you can use at home with your kids anytime. The goal is both for bonding and to develop early literacy skills, and to have fun, as always. So, we're going to start with an easy welcome song that you can join in with me if you like. Hi, hello, and how are you? How are you? How are you? Hi, hello, and how are you? It's nice to see you today. And before I carry on, I'd like to acknowledge that I'm here today in Lillooet, able to sing and read to you from the territory of the Stotlian people, and I'm very grateful to be able to do that. So the next little rhyme we're going to do is one that we've done in an earlier video. It's called A Smooth Road, and you can adapt it for babies or really little ones. You can have them bounce them on your lap, or if you're an older kid, you can jump up or kneel and join that way. So it goes like this. A smooth road, a smooth road, a smooth road. A bumpy road, a bumpy road, a bumpy road. A rough road, a rough road, a rough road, and a hole. Ah! So I'll do that one more time, and I'll do it with a little more energy up this way. A smooth road, a smooth road, a smooth road. A bumpy road, a bumpy road, a bumpy road. A rough road, a rough road, a rough road, and a hole. You can fall over. So this next one is called I Love My Toes, and it's just a silly one. So I'm going to do it once where I'll do a verse and then you'll follow, and then we'll do it all together once or twice after. So, everybody knows I love my toes. 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 I love my shoulders, my knees, my elbows, and my nose. I love my shoulders, my knees, my elbows, and my nose. But everybody knows I love my toes. But everybody knows I love my toes. Nice job. So now that you've had a practice run through, let's do it all together. Everybody knows I love my toes. Everybody knows I love my toes. I love my shoulders, my knees, my elbows, and my nose. But everybody knows I love my toes. So that's a silly one you could pull out anytime and have fun with. The next little song we're going to do before our story is a lullaby. And this one uses, well, it's in Spanish, but you could replace the Spanish words with any language. So we'll start out with the Spanish version. Yo te amo, yo te amo. All day long I sing this little song to you. Yo te amo, yo te amo. Darling, I love you. So yo te amo, as you maybe figured out, means I love you. And it doesn't matter what you sound like, if you have a nice singing voice or a terrible singing voice, your child will love to hear you sing. So what about yo te amo? What about just in English? We could try that. I love you. I love you, I love you. All day long I sing this little song to you. I love you, I love you. Darling, I love you. What about another language that you might use at home? What about Stotliamich? So I looked up on First Voices a way to say I love you that I think we can use with this song. And I'm going to play it so you can hear it, and then we'll practice saying it.
Huistelminsken. Huistelminsken.
Huistelminken.
Huistelminsken. Huistelminsken.
Huistelminken. So we're going to try that with the song. Huistelminken, huistelminken. All day long I sing this little song to you. Huistelminken, huistelminken. Darling, I love you. So if you speak a different language at home, try to see if you can fit in the phrase I love you into that song that you can use as a lullaby. So now it's time for our story. And this week, instead of reading a story from a book, I'm going to tell you another oral story. And this is a European folk tale. It's called The Funny Little Bunny Who Just Loved Honey. We're going to pretend that this is a bunny, even though it's actually a sheep, but we're going to pretend this is our funny little bunny who just loved honey. So once upon a time, there was a funny little bunny who just loved honey. She would eat lettuce and spinach and carrots and even grass, but she especially loved honey. One day, another bunny told her that Grandmother Bear kept a pot of honey in her cave. The next day, funny little bunny watched very carefully for Grandmother Bear to leave her cave. When she did, funny little bunny hopped right in, looked around. She found a pot of honey. She dipped her paws in. It was so good, that honey. But she was smart and didn't stay long. She certainly didn't want to be there when Grandmother Bear came back. The next day, she did the same thing. Hop, hop, hop. So good. And the next day, hop, hop, hop. So good. And the next day. Grandmother Bear noticed that somebody was stealing her honey, and she wasn't very happy. So she decided to set a trap. She put her honey pot high on a shelf so that if somebody wanted some, it would fall over on top of them. Then she left the cave. Funny little bunny was watching for her to leave. And, as always, she came in the cave, looked around for the honey pot. Oh, it was higher up than normal. She reached a pawful for the honey. The pot fell right on top of her and they both fell to the floor. Honey covered her ears, her mouth, her paws, her tail. She was stuck, completely stuck, covered in honey. Ooh, so sticky. Just at that moment, Grandmother Bear came back into the cave and said, "Aha! It is you, funny little bunny, that has been stealing my honey. I guess I'll be having bunny stew for supper. I'll just gotta stoke the fire." She built up a fire, put a pot of water over the fire to heat up. And oh, funny little bunny stuck to the floor was scared. She was so scared. She was gonna get eaten by Grandmother Bear. Grandmother Bear put some more sticks on the fire and said, some vegetables would taste good with bunny stew. And out she went to get some vegetables. Funny little bunny, stuck on the floor, covered in honey, was really scared and she shivered and shook. But as the fire was roaring, the cave was getting warmer and warmer, and the steam started to come up from the pot. Funny little bunny didn't notice. She kept on shaking until suddenly she realized that she could wiggle her nose. She could lift her head. She could lift one paw, then the other, and the two back paws. As soon as she realized she could hop, she hopped out of there as fast as she could. And do you know that from this day onward, funny little bunny ate lettuce and spinach and carrots, and she never touched honey again. And that's the story of the funny little bunny who just loved honey. I hope you enjoyed that little story. Before we go, we have time for one more action song to get us energized for the day. So if you can stand up with me, we'll finish with an action song. We're going to start out with driving. And when you're driving, you can drive all the way around your living room or wherever you are. So here we go, we're driving, driving, driving. Here we go, we're driving, and then we stop. Here we go, we're driving, driving, driving. Here we go, we're driving, and then we stop. And then we're gonna do, here we go, we're stomping, stomping, stomping. Here we go, we're stomping, and then we stop. When we say stop, you can freeze until we keep going. Then, here we go, we're clapping, clapping, clapping. Here we go, we're clapping, then we stop. How about dancing? Here we go, we're dancing, dancing, dancing. Here we go, we're dancing, and then we stop. Ooh, let's jump. Here we go, we're jumping, jumping, jumping. Here we go, jumping, and then we stop. Let's do one more. We'll do hopping. It's pretty much like jumping, but more similar to our little story about the funny little bunny. Here we go, hopping, hopping, hopping. Here we go, hopping, and then we stop. So that song, you could add in all sorts of other actions like brushing for brushing your teeth, or walking if you're walking outside, or brushing your hair, something like that. Lots of different ways you can adjust that song to wherever you are. Well, that's all we have time for today. Thanks for joining me and listening to Virtual Storytime. If you want to join a live version of this, sign up for Parent and Taught Virtual Playgroup on Tuesdays at 10:30. I also wanted to let you know that the library is celebrating Family Literacy Week by hosting a fun-filled event happening on January 31st at the Rec Center from 1 until 3:30. So there's a free skate from 2 to 3. There'll be an outdoor treasure hunt obstacle course and a soap bubble demonstration, and a self-guided story walk around the field as well. So there's lots of things for families to do, families with kids of all ages. So hopefully we'll see you there. Please wear your mask and social distance, as we will be doing the activities sort of in our family pods. Goodbye everyone. I'm going to sing you out with a little goodbye, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye everyone. Goodbye everyone. Goodbye everyone. I'll see you next week.